All right, so May 20th, I think. Kind of busy day today. Definitely recorded a lot of the older vlogs or journals that I was supposed to do back then, but didn't come across the idea until then. So kind of predated a lot of those. So now we're kind of actually back up to speed, which is kind of good. It'll be nice for the future to kind of have a little bit more of a documentation of kind of what's going on and then the thought process along the way, so I can kind of keep in tune and jump back in and out and whatnot. I also did a recording or a re-recording of the trailer for the podcast again last night. Just needed a little bit of tweaking based on some new things that I found and I saw, so that kind of made a lot of sense. Found a date to post that trailer, so we're probably going to go live with the trailer tomorrow, or I should say not the trailer, the what if video, or the what is video. So that will be the video pretty much explaining what the podcast is about, how it's going to be organized, how everything's going to be put together, what the responsibilities of the co-creators will be, what things will be coming into play. It's about 2 minutes and change, I believe. So we're going to push those out to all the different socials tomorrow, as well as start prepping the content to be able to push things. At least I wanted to go for 3 times a day, but I think I'm going to start with 2 times a day just to make sure that I can keep up and be consistent with it, and then we can go from there. I'm thinking 2 times a day will be sufficient for what we kind of need it for, or what I need it for to be. So I think that'll be helpful. Also organized a lot of this B-roll footage, so I got that sitting into over into the other Ideaprov side stuff to be able to post from it. So I think that'll be helpful. I sent out. I looked into TubeBuddy, so I got that from, I think, Jebin Downey or something like that. Just scrolling through YouTube and saw that you can get a whole bunch of analytics and stuff like that, and it was free, so I went ahead and downloaded, put that on as far as a Chrome outlet to be able to track some of the YouTube subscriptions and everything that's going on with that. So I think that'll be really advantageous here in the future. Didn't play around with it too much because I don't have any content up there to look at it, but I think in the future I can be able to, get the tags and stuff to make things a little bit more searchable, which will be helpful once things start to get off the ground. Also sent 3 more invites today for more podcasting co-creators to go out there. 1 seems to be in already, so I'm thinking if I can get 3 a day and return 1, that's a third. But I'll definitely need to ramp up if I want to get enough content out there. Also did kind of a trial and tribulations today with one of our co-creators, and saw that it seemed like there were some issues with Anchor and maybe iOS. I was using Android and didn't have any problems if I was calling in, as I called my other phone, and it seemed to be working fine. However, the audio was a little weird, and once we got the audio situation checked out versus the laptop versus the phone, when he had an iPhone, it didn't seem to kind of come in as well. So not exactly sure how I want to approach that. There's part of me that thinks just keep pushing forward and try and work the computer, but of course I know a lot of people have iPhones, and I like the ability to be able to record on the fly, be able to call people and have them potentially be mobile. I don't know what that will look like as far as the quality. So I think that's something that I'm gonna have to evaluate, but I did look at Soundtrap, and that seems to be a good potential alternative so far, and at $12 a month it's not going to break the bank, especially with the ability to transcribe some of the podcasts. I think that'll be helpful from a search and SEO standpoint, as well as the links and the audio and stuff like that. So I have a feeling I might lean towards that, because that way I don't want to force people to be able to do it, but I think that'll make for a better quality podcast if I can actually say, hey, during this time you'll probably need at least your laptop and some headphones, and then we can kind of go off to the races and actually create some really good content. You won't have the video associated with it, you'll just have the podcast, but I'm completely kind of okay and good with that. So it was a busy day, and I think there's tomorrow, probably later tonight, while I'm just probably sitting on the couch, I'll be cropping some photos for Instagram stories of the other social channels. So that way, if you go to the Instagram, you can be able to get to the other socials and know what to follow. Because I know a lot of people are definitely more visual centric. A lot of people, of course, that are on Twitter, but a lot of people are getting on Instagram just because it's more visual. So I think that will help make it easy to get to the other ones as well. So yeah, stay tuned for more. Things are starting to roll, and I hope I can get some content of whatchamacallit, actually podcasts, because I feel like I'll have decent stuff here as far as an audio. Might have to shorten up the clips. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do that. But then I think we'll also I don't know what exactly the value is. I think people will be able to kind of take away from it, like how I went about things and how I started, which I think will be good. And then, of course, I have the articles from Feedly that I've been curating. So I think between the articles, this kind of B-roll footage, podcast promos, past stuff, advertisements, and marketing, I should have a fairly roundabout amount of content to be able to post on a consistent basis. That with the anecdotes of adding my 2 cents to videos and stuff like that, it could be a lot. So looking forward to it.